Jennifer, what did you think Melissa meant when she said Jackie's kids will be set up in 30 years because of the way she saves money?
I know exactly what she meant, but she don't know what she's talking about because she has no idea about me or what I have for my kids.
The way you, me, us, throw like lavish parties. Guess who's winning? This mother right here. What are you talking about?
It wasn't an insult.
I'm backing my friend up on someone saying she's cheap. I'm like, no, actually, she's pretty smart. So I included myself and saying including myself, meaning this is not a dig at any of you or your children. This is meaning all of us. I think this woman's onto something. They're not gonna remember their party from when they were 9. They're gonna know like, oh my God, Ma, thanks for this little chunk of change that I have right here, and I'm gonna go put it down on a house.
And that's 100% correct.
I have trust funds for all my kids, FYI, and I don't care that people know that or not. So why are you telling me that she's setting up her kids? Okay, I have trust funds.
It was a very stupid thing.
It was a stupid, and then sit there and say that she's winning. I mean, I'm sorry, like,
I think
hello,
I'm okay.
get the hell out of
You're
here.
okay.
You're more like whining, sweetheart.
Yeah,
You're whining.
I don't think anybody should like talk about anybody else.
I think I'm winning. I'm winning too.
I'm
look at
winning
my kids,
just
I'm winning
fine,
too, so,
sweetheart.
I think Jennifer here is winning, and she thinks that she's losing. She wasn't trying to insult us. Everybody takes everything so personally.
My point was just
Not
that,
offensive
like,
at all.
who's winning here?
Wait, why'd she call me ignorant?
You would do something like this. You guys both have that issue where you just splurge. You don't mean to be rude. It's more of an ignorance.
She was telling me I'm rude, but I'm intentionally rude, and that when you're rude, you're just ignorant that you're rude.
It was
and
a real
that's when I
stick it up
said,
your ass,
"Oh,
Teresa,
so
to
you're calling
tell
your
you the
sister-in-law
truth.
stupid?"
Stuck it right up your
and didn't even hear. That's when I said to you, Teresa, do you hear that? She's calling you stupid because you don't know when you're being rude.
What did you think was going to happen when Jennifer threw her place setting at Melissa?
Wow.
Hello, what? Hello, one more swear to God.
Yeah? You swear to God?
I mean, Jennifer thinks she's Mini-Teresa.
Right.
She wants to be Teresa, and that's why she throws.
That is
That's
so
why she throws.
funny.
She kept talking. She said something
That's
about
the
my
trigger
kids.
she's talking about, by the way.
She kept saying something about her, and I did ask her, excuse me, what did you say? What did you? But because she couldn't hear me because of all the commotion, I threw something toward her, not at her. There's a difference.
First of all, I was so upset. Like, don't throw anything at Melissa. I was like, what the f are you doing?
Like,
First of all.
don't throw anything.
How
old are we? Yeah.
What temper tantrum, I mean, are you having?
I snapped.
I'm telling Dolores, what happened? Don't you ever get her the out of here now.
I don't know. Melissa was feeling herself that day.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was.
She was like,
I can talk to you all day long and disagree with you, raise my voice, whatever we have to do all day long. Once you physically try to come in my space like that, or I snap. Like, that's an instant snap for me.
It didn't warrant it. That was the whole thing. It was an argument. It didn't warrant that. It was nothing.
Yeah.
She didn't. It didn't warrant that behavior. And also, we're in like a beautiful setting. Tons of people are around.
She's
I mean,
embarrassing.
I don't want to be booted out of the Hamptons.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Teresa, I know Joe calls you and he says that you should find a doctor like Dolores. Was he serious or was he just joking when he called you and said that?
I mean,
I think both.
yeah, both, exactly.
I mean, I was shocked when he said that, you know, but it was the first time I heard him talk like that. I've known them since they met. I think he wants her to find a, you know, credible guy that's going to take care of her if that's what she's going to do. What ex-husband wouldn't?
Yeah.
Joe's tone with you has been wrong many, many times.
You're just like your dad.
Don't bring my f***ing dad up. I'll smack your head up against the wall, so shut up.
Do you think that Italian men kind of get a pass when it comes to how they speak to women?
Yeah, but no more.
We wouldn't put up with that.
No more. But at one time, I didn't know any better. I'll be honest with you.
I think that maybe sometimes they use like the term old school to justify a lot of behaviors so they don't feel bad.
Right, like it's like, well, we can't help it. This
Yeah.
is how we were born.
The way I was spoken to, it's what I heard my whole life. I didn't know what it was to be gentle, but then I met a Jewish doctor. Like, if I was cranky, he wouldn't say, what the f is your problem? He would say, sweetheart, what's wrong? And I melted, and I will never take anything less than that again.
Listen, Italian men, as I said before, what you see is what you get. I say what's on my mind. Italian, not Italian. Yeah. You don't insult, you don't degrade, you don't say things to degrade a woman, all right? Anything like that. No, definitely not. So is there an excuse for Joe to talk the way he talked to Teresa?
No.
In my book, no.
No, there's no excuse for that.
No.
When I saw, like, when that whole thing that Joe did in Napa Valley with the C word, like when he was, whoever he was talking to on the phone, and he said that.
Here she comes, my bitch wife. She's such a
I was shocked because he's never said that word to my face. I thought that they inserted that. I'm like, because I know Joe's never called me that word before. And I'm like, and I was telling Andy, I'm like, you guys better remove that. He's like, Teresa, it came out of his mouth. I'm like, what? Like, I was shocked because he's never said that to my face.
I mean, I never gave Joe a pass. He never got a pass for speaking to me. If he ever called me the C word, there'd be a problem.
Whatever you guys seen, like, oh, he said, shut up, or and I still don't like that. And my thing is, like, with Joe, I would just, instead of fighting backs,
You want to diffuse the situation. For the kids, the parents are there, you have company in the other room.
I mean, can we say this? He would do it. It's so weird. He would only do it in front of the cameras.
I get that.
Or like to try to act macho, or it's crazy
I
because
can
like when we were
understand
alone, he
that.
would not talk like that because I don't go in and like
Right.
demolish
He
him.
knew he could get away with it then.
Well, I don't know. It's like in front of people in the cameras.
No,
he
I
would
feel
act
like sometimes
different,
in the
like more-
front of the cameras, they do act a little
Yeah,
different.
and after we were done filming, I would rip them. I really would.
Do you regret what you said about Jackie's spending habits?
No, I
know
don't
what I mean?
really think it's about showing.
What is
I
it?
think she's just cheap. You know, like her kid's birthday party, she had just pizza. After knowing everything that she has, she just seems a little stingy. I've seen a lot of different birthday parties given through all different social classes. Okay,
I don't
and
think
I've
that
seen
what I was
people
trying to tell
who
you
don't
was
have a
getting
pot to
through.
piss in throw the nicest, cutest party for their child, not because they're shoving their lack of money down my throat, but because it's their joy to give a nice party to their guests. You know, like, what's the big deal? I mean, it's not spending I'm not saying millions. I'm just saying a little bit more on the spectrum is something more expectable for someone who's got millions in the bank. And that's really what it came down to me. Like at first, you know what the problem was? I was on a no-carb diet and all she had was pizza and I was f***ing hungry.
Oh, that's
okay?
no
I was
bueno.
so pissed. And then she had some crudité and some sandwiches, but still nothing that I
you could've
can
took the
eat,
bread
which
off
was
the
fine.
sandwich. I mean,
I
I'm
don't
just
really
saying.
care to eat. I'm on a diet anyway, so it's
No,
fine.
but she should have had food for
I'm just saying,
for,
you could have.
like,
Listen,
adult
I
food.
really didn't leave there
Not
with any
pizza.
perception other than the fact was like, oh, it was a little simple, but maybe they don't like to be lavish spending.
Jennifer
you know?
needed a Xanax that night.
Then I was like,
And,
there's a 40,
three,
50 million
three shots
dollars.
of tequila later, she was able to come to herself and ask her,
We got-
why are you
we got
so...
basketball on the blacktop. Honey, that's a Friday afternoon play date at my house.
What did you think when Jennifer said that she thinks Jackie is cheap?
I think it's laughable. Like, I actually thought it was kind of funny because it's the exact opposite of everything Jackie is.
You know, Jennifer, we're having a discussion, and she was saying she's so impressed with you, you know, all your investments. So she was so shocked at your kids' party that you only served pizza.
I probably shouldn't have opened my mouth. Here's Jennifer again, opening, you know, her run-on sentence, and I was just like, oh my God, do you believe what this crazy thing said? So I just thought the whole thing was so, like,
But
crazy.
I think she just really thought it was funny, and she thought there was actually a
No,
significant
and I was
chance
just
I
like,
might
listen,
laugh.
and I was just like, look, you know what this crazy bitch said? I mean, do you believe she thinks this way? I didn't know it was going to blow up into, like, you know, a nuclear war in the Hamptons. But I actually thought it was laughable. I was like, you're
I didn't think it was
crazy.
laughable. It
No, when she
bothered
said
me.
it,
It
no,
did.
when she said it to me, I couldn't take it seriously. That's what I'm saying, because it's so far from the truth.
Hello, this is Housewives, not f***ing hobos.
Listen, if you
Sorry.
can't, like,
Sorry, cut that out if you
this is
want.
my
but
thing.
We're on
My
camera,
friends, like, I would
and
be able-
that's the party.
I would be able
People
to tell
bring the
Jennifer
ponies.
that, and I would be able to tell Dolores that.
No,
always
no.
anything
Can
she
we
told-
speak candidly about
Right.
this now? Where this
And
is
if
the
I
after
can't
show?
talk to you like that, then go
Then you
yourself.
can't.
Then don't be my
Then you
friend.
can't sit with
Where's
us.
the f***ing pony?
Then
Then
you can't
don't
play
be
with
my
us.
So
friend.
no, to answer your question,
don't
I do
be
not
my friend.
regret.
She is the gift that keeps on giving.
Was it appropriate for Jennifer to be asking Jackie so many questions about her money?
I mean, no. I mean, she acted like she was the f***ing IRS investigation.
Who makes more money?
Jennifer has no filter. We all know that. But I have to say, she's really digging the info out of Jackie, and that's no easy task because Jackie is a very private person.
You don't ask anybody the size of their bank account. That's, like, weird. It's
Tacky.
inappropriate. Yes,
the word
it's-
is tacky.
Yes, tacky. Right word.
I think it's rude to go and ask anyone other than a close friend about how much money they have or what they do.
I think even with a close friend. Even with a close friend, I think.
With a close friend, you could go and do it.
I think it's fine. It's coming from an innocent place. she's being innocent about it. You know, she wants to understand. She doesn't understand it. She just wants her to explain it to her. She wants to learn.
I think she was just so shocked because I think that she thought that she was like this rich bitch and I was like the poor friend.
What were you thinking while she was asking you all these questions?
I mean, part of me was thinking like, that is really rude. Do you realize what you're doing? And the other part of me was like, like, don't you want to know? If you want to know the truth, you know, but like, I did think it was inappropriate. And I was surprised that she would like lay her cards on the table like that and show everyone like how interested she was, because she usually puts up like a facade because she's worried about like what people think of her.
Jennifer was a guest at Jackie's house at the time, all right? And they are not at the level of a friendship where I thought that Jennifer should have inquired about those items, all right?
It's out now jealousy. She saw how beautiful the house was.
I think that she believes if you got it like that, you have to flaunt it. And she just can't believe that you didn't wear every diamond you had on your sleeve and you don't drive a Ferrari every day and you would take your kids to school in a minivan. Like, I think she just doesn't understand that. Like, I think Jennifer is the type of girl that if she has 10 diamond bracelets in her thing, she's gonna wear all 10 when she goes to the party.
And what are all your thoughts on how Jennifer spends her money?
I mean, listen, to each their own. Spend it on what you want.
Yes.
If I were her, I wouldn't buy another gaudy chair for my house that looks like a king or queen
I'd buy
chair.
some nicer clothes. I'd buy a little more expensive clothing.
Yeah, I don't think that she spends her money wisely. I think she buys a lot of crap. But I also think that she also spends a lot of money on big purchases too, and I worry. I mean, I would worry with anyone I cared about.
But that's her stuff, you know.
Listen,
I
I'm
wouldn't
not
want that
one
for
to
anyone I
tell
know.
someone how to spend their money. Would I spend it different than her? Yes, but.
And I heard that now she said that she told Bill that they have to go and buy a house in the Hamptons.
Poor Bill.
Better keep working.
Yeah, I know.
At that time, you were a buyer at Macy's when you married Joe.
I've never like relied on a man for money. Before I met Joe, I was a buyer at Macy's. I made a lot of money, and I signed a prenup like totally fine. Like I don't want your shit. Oh my god.
Oh, I
She was a buyer at Macy's.
Yeah,
I was like, she's the best job.
Yeah, and I made great money.
I was a shopper at Macy's.
Yeah, I made great money. Matter of fact, I even put in money. We bought a piece of property together. I even put half the money up. I was never the type of woman that ever asked a guy for anything. If I wanted something, I bought it myself. Like, I was just never that kind of girl. Like, you know how girls look for sugar daddies? I don't.
Yeah.
I was never that person. So I had no problem signing the prenup. I just was hurt over it. Like, he wasn't a prenup kind of guy.
No.
Like, he didn't
Yeah.
own, like, I wouldn't, like, for
can't see
instance,
his
Jackie
type.
Goldstein got how much millions? 50 million from her parents? Then
Goldschneider.
I could see, what'd I say, Jackie?
Goldstein.
Oh, whatever. Goldschneider, okay, whatever. So, like, she got,
We got the
whatever, how
gold,
much?
right.
40 million, I think it was 40 million. Then I could see him making me sign a prenup if he got, you know, if that was his parents' money. Then I would have no problem. I'll be like, I'll sign money.
That's
I'll
where
sign
we
money.
came from.
he seems like he
that
was
was
maybe
an unheard
like-
of thing. That was
Yeah.
unheard of.
And his cousin called off a wedding because the guy made her sign a prenup. I wanted to call off my wedding, but then my mom's like, no, you can't do that. That's
You have the deposit, you have the dress, people are coming.
Yeah, like
2 weeks before.
It was a week before.
A week before. That was a dirty move, I'm just saying.
Jennifer said that the man needs to be smarter than his woman.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I feel like a man needs to be smarter than his woman.
Okay.
Evan's very smart.
If that's not the stupidest statement I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. Now she's just setting us back to the cave years.
But I think she likes to give herself reasons to like sit still and not do anything. Like validation for not doing anything.
She is opposite.
She likes to be a kept woman.
She
loves
does.
it.
She likes to be kept where the rest of us are like, no, you can't keep me home. I have to go to work.
Jennifer tells the women that the man should be smarter than his woman. What are your thoughts on that?
No. It could be, it doesn't really matter. Like, Marge is probably smarter than I am by far. She's smart as a whip, fastest talker I ever met.
Especially this day and age. Let me tell you something. When it comes to book smart, I run circles around Dolores. When it comes to street smart, she'll run circles around me. If it's a couple's supposed to compliment one another, all right? And if one's smarter than the other, that's great, all right? So,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No, I don't think it matters at all. Not at all.
That's like really, really old school, like 1600 thought.
That's like barbarian.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think that makes sense with how you see her and Bill's relationship?
Yes, because I don't think she's anywhere near as smart as that guy. Bill's
brilliant. Bill's brilliant.
He's a crackerjack.
Yeah. Some people that's very fulfilling, but for girls like us, it's
It's
not
not for us.
fulfilling.
No.
No.